guys, welcome to your biology video for Wednesday, April 22nd. And actually, I won't have another video in addition to this one for this week. So this will be your video for April 22nd and April 23rd. This week, on Monday and Tuesday of this week, I asked you to watch my video where I covered amphibians and reptiles and birds, and then I had a number of other videos that I asked you to watch that covered what I think are just kind of interesting characteristics about the animals in those classes. So I hope you enjoyed them. Today we're going to start talking about mammals, the last class within the subphylum Vertebrata. But before we do, I just want to make a few announcements. One is just a reminder that you do have a quiz tomorrow online, and that quiz is on an intro to vertebrates and the 3 classes of ectothermic vertebrates, which are, there's actually 5 classes. There's 3 classes of fish, and then the amphibians and the reptiles. So basically chapter 17. So sometime tomorrow before the end of the day, I need you to take that quiz. Okay, the other thing I wanted to tell you is that my schedule for the end of this week and the very beginning of next week is going to be different because I'm actually, I get to go to Pittsburgh to visit with Eileen. She would have graduated this Sunday. She's still going to graduate, but she won't have a commencement ceremony, and we won't be able to celebrate like we would have if we didn't have to distance ourselves socially from everything else. But we are going to go up and hang out with her and celebrate this accomplishment with her. So I will be traveling on Friday and Monday, and so my schedule will be a little bit different. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this Friday, we're not going to have any class, which means we'll have no new assignments and no new videos. Now, that's actually the new normal for us at Providence, and you should have gotten an email from Mr. Bundy about that last week. So that's not weird, but what's weird is during Fridays, teachers are supposed to be available to the students in the morning, sort of like office hours, so that if you had any questions or needed help getting caught up with anything, we could be there for you. But since I'm going to be on the road, I won't be able to do that this Friday. So you'll be on your own. Monday, we will have class, so there'll be a new video up and there'll be a new assignment up, and that's normal for Mondays. But what will be abnormal about it is I'll be traveling, so I won't be available that day to answer any of your questions or help you find anything on the LMS. It'll be like you're having a sub at school, so there'll be class, but I won't be there. All that to say, if you have any questions on Monday about anything that I've assigned to you, don't fret. Just if you can't find help from a classmate, then I will be back Tuesday, the 28th, and I will help you then. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you knew what was happening. Let me see what else I want to tell you. Okay, today's lesson, like I said, is going to be about mammals, and I'm going to run through it really quickly because I think we're all really familiar with mammals. So I've attached a note sheet to your this assignment on the LMS, and here is that sheet. The first thing we want to just remind ourselves is what makes a mammal, and so within the class Mammalia, just remember that all mammals have some type of hair or fur. This includes the dolphins and the whales. Mammals, almost all mammals have teeth. There are a few exceptions, like the duck-billed platypus, and they usually have teeth in both jaws. Most have 2 pairs of limbs. All mammals have lungs, no gills. All mammals have a diaphragm, which is a band of muscle that separates the the abdominal chamber from the thoracic chamber, and the diaphragm aids in respiration. All mammals have a 4-chambered heart. They're warm-blooded or endothermic. Most mammals are placental, which means their babies are nourished through an umbilical cord. And of course, the exceptions to that are the marsupials, who finish their development in a pouch, and the monotremes, who are hatched from eggs. All mammals, no matter how they are born, are nourished with their mother's milk, which is produced in mammary glands, which is how the class Mammalia got its name. Okay, as we learned about in 7th grade, there's 3 main types of mammalian reproduction. You have your egg-laying mammals, which are the monotremes. You have your pouched mammals, which are the marsupials, and then you have the placental mammals, as we mentioned above. The monotremes lay leathery amniotic eggs. The eggs can support the growth of the baby for some time. Monotremes, like the platypus and the echidna, which is also known as the spiny anteater, don't have nipples where the baby latches on and sucks the milk from its mother's body. Their body, the mother's body, sort of, it's not really sweat, but it kind of, it puts the milk, it secretes the milk onto its body, sort of like it's sweating the milk. And then the little baby can kind of lap it up. The marsupials are born really immature, and I'm going to show you a video about that. And so when they're first born, they're really tiny. For example, a kangaroo baby is about the size of a jelly bean. It's super underdeveloped. It wouldn't be able to make it if it didn't have constant care from its mother, and it comes out of its mother's body through its vagina, where you would expect that structure to be located, and then the baby has to climb up the outside of the mother's body and drop down into the pouch, where there are nipples where the baby can latch on and drink the milk for nourishment. And y'all are familiar with marsupials, I'm sure, but kangaroos, koalas, possums, for example. Placental mammals are the ones we're most familiar with. Think dog, cat, cow, horse. The infants are carried to term in the mother's uterus, and there's a placenta that the mother's uterus forms, which is sort of like a spongy material that connects to the baby through the umbilical cord, and nutrients are able to pass from the mother to the developing baby that way, and waste are able to pass from the baby to the mother that way. Mammals are divided into a number of different orders. Remember, it's kingdom, phylum, class, order. So this is class Mammalia, and within the class Mammalia, I think there's something like 23 different orders. Your book lists the most common orders, and so they're just grouped into orders based on their like characteristics. So you have the rodents and the carnivores and the whales, dolphins, porpoises, the primates, etc. So I'm actually going to have you watch the video that's produced by your textbook about the orders, because that video features a teacher, an online teacher, who just goes through the different orders and explains the differences between them. Okay, so I think that's really all that I kind of need to tell you about mammals. Like I said, I'm going to have you watch a Bob Jones video about the orders, and I'm going to have you watch another video from Ted Ed about the 3 different types of reproduction in mammals. And between today and tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow, I would like for you to watch those 2 videos. One is pretty long. The BJU one is probably about 25 minutes, and the other one's only about 4 minutes. So plan for about 30 minutes to watch those videos to completion. And then I also want you to be sure to take your quiz tomorrow. It'll be a short quiz, 10 questions, but just make sure you get that done. So between now and tomorrow, 2 videos, about 30 minutes total, and your quiz. And that'll be all. Let me know if you have any questions, as always, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.